Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Redneck Fishing. We're doing things a little bit different today. I've got Pappy behind the camera today. I'm going to introduce myself as Katie, and I'm going to show y'all how to do one of my favorite low fuss, low maintenance catfish rigs. To do this, you need a couple of simple things. I'm using some cotton crochet floss. Obviously you would want to use your favorite fishing line, but I'm using this just so y'all can see it a little bit better. You need a swivel, you need a bead, a hook, and an egg sinker. This knot that I'm going to use to tie all of this together to make this rig is so simple and so low maintenance. It's absolutely one of my favorite ones to utilize while fishing, and it's super strong. Where you lose so much strength wherever your knots are, this gives you back 90% of your line strength. So, without further ado, I'm going to present to you guys the Palomar knot. Now, the easiest way to do it is take your fishing line and just make you a little loop. Thread the loop in the eye of your swivel and make sure you give yourself plenty to work with. Tie a simple overhand knot. And then take your swivel and just put it back through the loop and then just gently cinch it down. Now that was supposed to cinch a lot better, but we're not using fishing line. It's not very friction resistant, so it went ahead and got the desired amount of friction. The problem with doing it this way, if you don't think ahead, so imagine this is tied to my rod. I didn't think ahead. Now how am I supposed to tie my leader to my line? Well, like I said, you've got to think ahead a little bit and you've got to kind of rig it up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our leader line. And you see, I've given myself plenty of room with my tail. I'm going to take and make a little loop and insert it into the eye of the swivel. Tie a simple overhand knot. Pull my swivel through. I'm going to leave my finger in there to where I can kind of control where the cinch happens. And then I'm going to just cinch her down. Now, for your tail, you want to go ahead and trim it to where it's not so long. Don't trim it so short and so close that it's going to unravel the knot. We're going to take our fishing line and we're going to tie on to our fishing line. So I'm going to take my fishing line and I'm going to take my sinker and I'm just going to put my fishing line through my sinker. Whoops, I had it. Alright, and then I'm going to push my sinker off somewhere because I don't need it right now. But I'm going to take a little bead, and the bead is to protect your knot. And I'm going to push it off next to my sinker. And then I'm going to take a decent amount of fishing line, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it onto my leader. And I'm going to flip it so I'm tying it the right way because I am right-handed. And then the only difference between this one and the first one we tied is we have to pull everything through. Fortunately, in most cases, your leader is not going to be that much ridiculously long. And there again, I'm just using my finger to kind of control the cinch. And I'm going to cinch it. And clip the tail. Okay, this is the step before you tie on the hook, and what you're looking at is something that looks like this. You've got your sinker, you've got your bead, and you've got your swivel. And like I said, all that the bead does is when you cast or current moves or anything like that, it just keeps that knot from getting so beat up by that sinker. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more Palomar. and that's going to be to tie our hook on. So loop through the eye, overhand knot, pull the hook through the loop, and then just cinch her up. Be very careful while you're doing this to not get hooked. Growing up around fishing and the sport of fishing, I can't tell you how many times I have found hooks in various parts of my body. It's never comfortable. I definitely feel bad for those poor fish. Now you have a very simple, very strong Carolina rig. But I'm about to tell you one more secret. You can turn this simple Carolina rig into something called a Santee jig if you have a float. And what you do is you decide how much of this leader you want to float up. You add the float before you tie the hook. You cinch the float on, and then while it's dragging the bottom, because hopefully it's a weighted float, so while the weight is on the bottom, the float is going to pop it up, and instead of it dragging bottom, it's going to be somewhere like right here to where it's about mouth position for most of your favorite fish. It works great for catfish. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that this becomes one of your favorite rigs, and I hope that you guys learned something. Give us a like, comment down below what is your favorite rig for any kind of fishing. Follow us on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. We're trying to drop 2 videos a week, and as always, we're wishing you tight lines and a blessed day.